Otherwise, we should have no piece of hose. Tom, can you find that person?
Tom, find some duct tape or small piece of hose from Sharps over here.
Hey, Dougie? Yes, sir. Probably cover this one up too. Nice and slow. together by color, okay?
I don't even know what color.
If you want to bail, just bail.
No.
This is
I just love talking about this.
Yes. I counted several times in the bus. Yeah. No one got away from me while we were walking over here.
Okay, I'm gonna get out. Hey, everybody.
he's not part of the 22.
No, Gunner's with me. All right, so Gunner and I are gonna back out on Tommy's way.
There's a piece of glass.
This is yours. All right, I want you guys to exit out the front. How many so far have we exited the bus walking? What's that? How many do you have exited the bus walking? We were counting out sometimes.
Their way of judging where
We're waving right. Are they coming over?
How many you got left out of the bus, man? Right there.
Good evening. This is a first media briefing from the Joint Information Center at City Hall, 134 Locust Street in Reedsburg. We have here representatives from the hospital and the school district and the city, and putting information in play and point where we can keep the media as well as the community informed of an occurrence of a bus accident this evening. On the city's website, I'll just point this to you for you that are looking for things, we have a few things that we've put out. We've put our briefing schedule, which means we are having this briefing now. We're going to have one at 8 o'clock if things change. And so our first media briefing, and I'll just use this as a talking point. Go ahead and click on that.
Okay. Media briefing?
First, that one right there, the release. So scroll down a little bit. This is basically an example of what would go out on the media. We would also take and send this to the media regionally. We would also, and so this is, I'm educating you at the same time I'm telling you about the briefing. We have a single bus accident at the high school. And what we know is there were 22 students and one bus driver involved in that accident. We don't know the nature of the injuries at this time. Everyone is out of the bus. Those that were in the bus have been taken to the Reedsburg area hospital and or other outlying hospitals that support that effort. The bus number is 146. You'll see we put some information up here where we're trying to keep the information out and get it out as fast as we can to parents and families to also know that if you arrive at the hospital, clearly I would suggest you don't go to the location because I don't think they're there now, but if you arrive at the hospital, you'll be met by hospital personnel and they will help you find out as fast and as quickly as possible the nature of the students and the bus driver. Any questions you might have? I think that's really succinct and puts it together. We'll be open here as long as we need to be. We have another briefing at 8 o'clock. We'll do one probably every 30 minutes until we close this out. Any specific questions you might have?
Can we ask Carla Mercer from the Reedsburg Area Medical Center?
Yes, Carla Mercer, I'll ask her to step up here.
Carla, tell us about the procedures that they're going through at this time up at the Reedsburg Area Medical Center.
Sure. Well, we have these drills often. And they're fantastic because it's a really great way for us to hone in on the skills that we have all the time, every day. And so what we did in this particular case is we did initiate and open our incident command. So we have our incident command center that is here opened within our medical center. And then part of that is going through the steps of knowing what is happening out there and the people that we have in-house currently, and we send out information to all of our staff members so that we know how many staff members can then in fact respond. And we've got great communication because knowing all of that, we can then set it up so that we have people not only that can care for our patients, but can also care, that can also care for the parents as well.
Okay, if we can, Carla, you hold these drills, what, once a year? And it's for your accreditation also, isn't it?
Yep, absolutely. So we hold the live drills such as this particular one. We also hold tabletop drills. I mean, all of these are great examples, great ways of us to be able to, again, test the skills that we have.
Okay. Anybody here from the Reedsburg School District that would like to speak? Gary? Gary, tell us a little bit about the bus, and we've had some people ask. We have some pictures, in fact, that we took out at the thing, and about bus maintenance. How does the school district treat its bus maintenance?
We have a very stringent bus maintenance on all of our buses that are regularly maintained with different mechanical updates and things like that as needed, as well as bus drivers know that if something a problem on that bus, they will make sure it gets fixed right away as well. So we have a great repair process there.
Has Reedsburg High School or anywhere within the school district, have they had an accident like this happen in real life before, or has it just been a drill?
This is a question I would deflect at this point in time to Tom Benson, because I'm still too new to the school district that I can't answer that question.
We've not had any significant, any accidents of this significance in our history, in our recent history anyway, but it's always great to be going through a drill like this so that we are as well prepared as possible if and when an incident does occur.
And a question for all three of you, what's it like to communicate with the high school, with EMS, with the fire department to make this all come together?
Yeah, frankly, I'll speak to that, and others can as well. We appreciate the opportunity. We look forward to the opportunity to partner with several other entities throughout our community, throughout the area, on a number of things, including, keeping our students, our staff, our visitors, our community as safe as possible. So it's terrific to be able to go through these exercises. We hope to never go through these types of incidents other than through an exercise, but it's nice to know that with each exercise, we're a little bit better prepared in the event of an actual emergency.
What about the driver now? Do we have any information on the driver? Has he been a driver a long time, Carrie?
I do not have any information on the driver of the bus yet.
So you don't know if he's been a long time employee?
I don't know who.
Okay, and there's something was said out there that the bus was loaded with students, and how many students were on the bus, do you know?
We know that there were 22 students on the bus.
Okay.
That is what we were notified of.
Okay, and the others, are they all at Reedsburg Area Medical Center?
No, they are not all at Reedsburg Area Medical Center. The last update that I had received is that 3 were en route to Reedsburg Area Medical Center, and that's the last update.
I noticed a helicopter was flying tonight. Has some of them been transported to Madison?
Yes, it's my understanding that there is one that is being transported to Madison, and at this point in time, those were the only updates that we received here.
We've heard that the Reedsburg Area Medical Center is locked down. Is this something that is typical for a situation like this, or even an active shooter or anything like that? Is that the typical deal?
Yeah, it very much is, because again, you need to control where people are going, where they're going in from and out of, and so that helps us gain control of the situation so that we can manage what is happening right within our facility.
Okay, and now parents that are watching this or hearing it firsthand, if they are wondering if their child is on that bus, where should they go? And tell us the information on that.
For that.
Yep. No, we want all parents to report to the Reedsburg Area High School, and they should go directly to the office, and the staff there will take their information. It would be great if they could bring a ID, like a driver's license, with them, and then because we have to make sure in the end we will reunify the parent with or guardian with the right student and right child. But so they will go to the Reedsburg Area High School, into the office, be identified. They will go into the high school gymnasium, and we'll wait there, and we have staff there that are updating, and we'll let them know where their student is and when we can reunify them.
Now, the Reedsburg School District has a person that takes care of the buses, and I believe it's Darren Cry that takes care of the buses.
That's
correct.
correct.
Will he be joining us for this conference shortly?
No, he won't.
Okay, then maybe you can answer this question. Was the bus headed for someplace? Was it going to a game? Was it just a regular route that the driver was departing for?
I do not have that information at this time.
The alert just in.
Okay.
The scene has been cleared. The incident command system has been closed at the high school. This is reporting from Sergeant Wolf, the ICS commander on that location. So at 7:46, all the students are out. Everything is clear. I think they're just doing the mop-up exercise on the bus by the fire department. And so at this point, we're going to stay open probably for another hour. If you want to stay here, that's fine. Just updating more information. So, any other questions? By the way, the boards, councils, mayor have all been alerted to this incident. They've all responded to the city administrator to know that what's going on in the community.
Talk about the framework that you have for notifying people. I know the police department's key one, fire department, of course, that the school district's also one.
Right.
How do you find out who was on that bus?
Well, I have to depend because I'm on the school district to provide information. Also, from the incident field, we also gather information from the incident commander. He has someone there as a technical that's working the EMS side to know the nature of the victims on emergency medical. I find information directly. We verify anything we put out with them in the field, and we make sure that it's as accurate as we have at this time. That's why your questions are good questions. However, we just are still getting preliminary information here now, an hour and 45 minutes into it, and that's not unusual. It's still the time of an accident cleanup.
Let's talk a little bit about school buses, and there's a nationwide, there's a thing that's out there that we should put seat belts in school buses. Who wants to answer that question? And
I'll try to answer it.
Why aren't there school buses?
And I'll answer this because of my experience with large transit facilities and buses. There is an exemption for school buses in a lot of states, but I can tell you that in public transportation systems, especially around buses, there is the need for certain sets of seatbelts and belting in kids and everything, but it is a local decision based on school districts, even though it's not out there on a federal law level, or it might be an industry recommendation, but they still leave that kind of open to the districts to do that. I know in public bus systems, they don't put them in the public bus systems.
Steve, how many fire, EMS, and police were at the scene? Do you have any count on that?
I don't have the account, but I'm thinking it's the normal squad and staff, but I do believe they did tone out extra fire from as far away as Prairie du Sac. So I do know that they put the calls out for medical as well as fire. I think that most of it was the safety personnel were on duty. I haven't heard that they've recalled any of the police officers, lieutenants.
Are you aware of what the MAVIS system is?
I am aware of that.
Mutual aid box alert system?
Yeah, I do believe I did hear them tone that out.
And do you know if that was the way they activated it?
I do believe they did.
Okay.
Do you know who all responded to the scene?
No, I do not.
Okay.
At this point, yeah. But that's a good question, and I can get the information for you.
You know, gossip travels at 500 miles an hour, and the little gossip that we heard out there is people were wondering about the school bus maintenance. Maybe we can talk a little bit about that. How are school buses maintained? I think, Kerry, you maybe said a little bit about it. But is there a check or anything that you know of that?
Well, I don't personally, but I can tell you that I'm sure that that's being reviewed right now, and I'd hate to speculate and provide information that at this point is still being reviewed by the district, and I think it's important for them to have that information clearly for you and the media, but I don't think we have it right now.
Okay, and as far as your job as the information person, how are you fed that information? Are you monitoring scanners? Are you monitoring?
I do use I have a scanner, but also they have radios between the district, the hospital, and the city. We gather it from different, and we verify it with the location in the field. The incident commander, up to this point, has had control of that. When he releases control of the incident command system, it comes back to the PIOs and their departments, city, school, hospital. Any other questions? If not, we're going to close this one down, and we'll hang around here for about another hour, and if we have more information, we'll bring it out. So I'm looking at probably 8:15. I had 8 o'clock down, but we've gone longer than I expected, so probably about 8:15.